It was tough. I mean, obviously, because this is an iconic character. This is something that people remember and revere, and as do I. And it's a little daunting because you don't want to do an impersonation. You don't want to copy it, but you want to try to do it justice. But take nothing away from the original at the same time. And in terms of the movie, you want to make you want to satisfy the fans of the original, and you want to bring in people who aren't familiar with the original series. So there's that line as well. But I think I have to say the way the movie has turned out, I'm really proud of it. I think it does both things. It honors the original, and it creates something new and fresh as well. Let's put it this way. If I wore 5-inch heels and I worked out for 8 years, 7 days a week, I still would not even be close to resembling him. He is, there are scenes that we're running down streets, and there's a sequence where we're shooting guns together, and to see the sinewy, rippling muscles of that human being is a sight to behold. And he's very funny as well, so it kind of makes me mad. The story is sort of an origin story, the way it's told, in that Max is an analyst at this point when we first find him. He is someone who gathers information, deciphers it, and compiles it into reports for this spy agency known as Control. That is his job. He has not advanced to the level of agent. So he's a working drone at this point. He's someone who has always wanted to be a spy, wanted to be a secret agent, but has never actually accomplished that goal. Well, much in keeping with the idea of the jocks versus the brains, she's a jock. She's one of the top agents. And being forced to work with an analyst is not where her interests lie. She figures she's above that. So she thinks that working with somebody like Max might end up getting him hurt or her as well. That he is a liability as opposed to an asset. But boy, does she turn out to be wrong. Well, I might have initially said that Anne Hathaway would not be hot enough to share the screen with me, that in watching the movie, it might be sort of evident, and that all eyes would focus on me and my inherent hotness. And I've seen the movie now, and that is absolutely the case. It's a little bit, I feel sort of sad for her when she has to share screen time with me, because she just sort of fades into the background. And she does not have beautiful eyes and a porcelain complexion and look extremely hot in leather jumpsuits. She just doesn't, whereas I do. The dancing sequence took a while to shoot, and everybody practiced and wanted to make it look really good. And I'm a fantastic dancer. I think I've like 12 to 14 years of modern jazz and tap. And so it really came into play. And it did. I did annoy people because when we rehearsed, I always wore a unitard. And they were like, you could come in jeans, but I'd have a unitard and just like spaghetti straps. And I like to be able to move, and I love spandex. I just love the way it feels. Terrence Stamp as Siegfried is fantastic. We went to the first table read for the movie, and by far he was the funniest person. Every line he delivered was hilarious. He's and such a sweet guy. Really, he's not in fact a sociopath hell-bent on world domination, which I thought Terrence Stamp would be. But he's not. He's not at all like his character. He wears Crocs. He wears purple Crocs, which I don't think Siegfried would wear. Terrence Stamp, I'd hate to let the cat out of the bag, wears purple Crocs. And yet somehow pulls them off in a very manly fashion.